There's a myth going round town that when you get older you just sit down and start rocking. Just rocking. In a way that's true, if you know what I mean. Just take a look at the senior scene. Well, it's rockin'. Yeah, it's rockin'. We're pulling our weight, learning the code, clicking our heels, sharing the load.
Welcome to the Praise of Age. My name is Jerry Passmore. I'm the host for today's program. We have a topic that's of interest to almost everybody. I can't think of anyone. The topic is music. From birth to death, music has been a vital part of most people's lives, and still is in later life. And today we're going to talk about a program called Music and Memory that makes a difference, is making a difference in people's lives as they grow older, listening to music, and especially for those that have a cognitive impairment, some call dementia or Alzheimer's. But we're going to meet staff, we're going to meet some of the participants here at Carolina Meadows that are benefiting from this innovative, creative, therapeutic program that's is taken off in this last few years. Come on, enjoy us. We're going into the fairways and into the green to talk to staff. Robin, we're going to talk a little bit about this program you have here, which is good, about music that you have here going. And it sounds like it's a great idea, and people seem to have a lot of fun. And tell me a little bit about that. Michelle, too.
So we listen to our music whenever we feel like it, generally, right? And so we view music, obviously, as very, very important to our health and to our well-being.
Absolutely.
And so we have these great iPods that are loaded with personalized music. And so all the music on these little iPod shuffles are completely tailored to each individual. So all of the songs on this little handy-dandy square are all songs personally selected by Robin. So all the things that make her happy, that maybe make you dance, that make you wiggle, that make you conduct symphonies. I watch you conduct symphonies from your couch like this.
Do you want to listen to some music? Mm-hmm. Let's listen to some music.
What would you do?
Put your headphones on. Put your headphones on.
Oh, this song?
Yeah.
Now what we did?
The Camptown ladies sing this song. The Camptown racetrack 5 miles long. I come down there with my hat tailed in. I go back home with a pocket full of tin. Wander on all night, wander on all day. I'll get my money on the Bombay line. Somebody get on the bed.
But anyway, you like music, right?
Yeah, I love
You
music.
love music. So what type of music is your favorite music?
Anything, as long as it's good music.
As long as it's good.
Really? Seriously? Yeah.
That's good.
Right?
And how does the music make you feel?
Good. Good.
And it really changed my life in the sense that once I got started volunteering, I volunteered in the hospital at UNC, but that experience wasn't as meaningful as I was hoping it would be. And so to actually volunteer where you feel like you were really connecting with people and making a difference changed my life. And I was like, volunteering is something that I'm not just going to do every once in a while. It's going to be a value in my life. And as long as I possibly can, I'm going to be volunteering throughout the rest of my life. And I love working with awesome people like Lucia and other amazing adults who, you get to put a smile on their face and know that at the end of the day, like, you made someone smile. And that's so worth it.
That's right.
Today, we will be looking at the power of music and in later life and how the positive impact that music has on those who need cognitive care assistance. And we're glad to have a couple of experts in this field here. Kim Broucksou. Broucksou? Okay, cognitive care specialist. And Amy Gorely, who's Vice President of Strategic Initiatives and Community Outreach. But thank you for being part of this. This is a great topic, and that we need to get out to folks in terms of support for those who live at home as well as those who may be going into some type of community setting. And Kim, let's maybe start off with you. This seems to be an area that you started or had an interest in, did some research on this particular topic of cognitive care and the importance of music as it relates to facility participants here.
Yeah. So we deal with the aging population, and often what happens when we age is that our brain changes. And we lose abilities to do certain things with our brain. We lose abilities to find words. We lose abilities to compute things. We lose what's called executive function, the ability to balance a checkbook and things like that. So then we have places like Carolina Meadows and other places that help to support individuals through those changes. And what has been found through research is that actually one of the things that is not lost in the brain is the ability to enjoy and engage with music. So we make a concerted effort here to pull music into the lives of residents, particularly those ones that have brain changes, and be able to enrich their lives that way and also engage their brain and stimulate their brain.
I looked up the definition of music just to verify that. And as stated, music is vocal or instrumental sounds, or both, combined such a way as to produce a beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion.
Yes.
And when I read that, I know we all disagree on the first many times, harmony, 20 years ago, and form versus today, but to me it sounds like going back as a critical element is the emotional aspect of music, regardless of your age. That seems to be the connecting factor.
Sure. Yeah. We listen to music all throughout our lives, and it's amazing how it can touch us in an emotional way. Lyrics can capture us, and we can identify with lyrics quite a bit. And even certain harmonies, as we go through life and as we experience life, those harmonies and those melodies and those beats and those songs, they become ingrained in those memories.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, yeah, music actually just kind of gets woven into a lot of our life. And so what we try to do here is actually bring music, particularly music that people used to listen to when they were younger, and bring that back to them. And it helps to stimulate in the brain the emotional aspect of things. And it stimulates things like your language center, especially when it comes to vocals and lyrics. It stimulates the brain center that has to do with rhythm and things like that, and definitely emotion and memory. So most of the time it's positive memory. Sometimes we can actually have a negative memory from a song. But and we look out for that. But for the most part, songs tend to be something that we hold fondly to throughout life. So.
Yeah, absolutely. From birth to death, music is really always a part of your life. Even possibly a mother before the child is born, singing. The child is born, and to comfort the child, it's crying. You sing a lullaby. For the most famous one, of course, is rockabye, baby type of lullaby. And then as you grow up, the music is part of growing up as well. Learning your ABCs, Old MacDonald. I think of those things. You start to realize. I was thinking about this topic of how much it is, and especially during the teen years, which I think is when you start to see some of that, where the raging hormones and all the things of love, hate, sadness, all those things go through. as a teenager, the music is probably the most significant during that period.
And they do say between like the ages of maybe 16 to 25, we go through a lot of growth during that time, a very independent time, a lot of autonomy in our life. We're striking out in career and things like that, marriage. And so all of that, those changes, when you enter into to think about the music that you listen to during that time, that's actually the time that people go back to in their lives and say, those songs, they are the ones that really made, I remember that. They have more emotional impact. The Music and Memory Program is a national movement started by a gentleman up in New York City by the name of Dan Cohen. And he realized that there were many people in nursing homes that were just very much understimulated. And he realized that the technology we have with the iPods these days could really change that. And he was really a one-man band for a while, just kind of pushing this initiative.
Sure.
But he gradually got it out there where he certified lots of organizations like Carolina Meadows and nursing homes and assisted livings, and you could get certified to be a music and memory facility. He worked with a producer to do a movie to promote this.
Promote that. Sure.
And the movie was Alive Inside, and it really chronicles a lot of the experience and of this particular program.
We're going to be seeing some of the participants and get their take on the power of music in their lives right here in this facility, and looking forward to that as well. Amy, how did your role in terms of being the administration aspect on this particular program that you saw?
Well, the interest started for me when we saw Alive Inside. I think Kim had seen it and had mentioned to me that I should watch it at from a conference she went to. And then I watched it and just got really excited about the potential of using music here. And then I thought back to my own experience when my grandparents were in a CCRC, a continuing care retirement community, which we are. And my grandfather ended up getting Alzheimer's, dementia, and as it progressed, they started off being strong ballroom dancers and had always danced through their whole life. And then as his disease progressed, he lost the ability to really speak and to recognize us. And then we would put on classical music that they had danced to, and they would all of a sudden be reconnected. He would stand up. He would literally lead her through dance moves when he was, pretty immobile otherwise. And so I had seen the power of music, and then to see it through this movie and to say, oh yes, we could do that with iPods, and to have it affect more people just really excited me.
One that we're going to see is Kyle is a volunteer, but it sounds like the volunteers are just as important in part of this program rather than the person listening to music by themselves, with their iPod on. It's sharing that to some degree.
And then I think the other way would be for a connection, what you're referencing, you could do with volunteers or maybe spouses. And so sometimes we'll have people listen to the music with two headphones, and so we'll see that later on. And that's a way for a family member to reconnect, because so often family members feel like there's not much they can do, particularly if people are losing some ability to communicate vocally. And so if we can say to them, here's something you can do. You can think about the music that was important to both of you, either if it's a couple or music that your mom or dad liked, or your sister or brother, think about that and then play it. And then all of a sudden there's this thing that they feel empowered that they can do for their loved one, and they can experience it together, which is great.
Music is what I call a personal marker of special people in your lives. Our song, special places that you might go to. Then special types of events, sporting events, the national anthem or whatever. My understanding, Dean Smith, he had dementia and was sharing that, his wife, and he said when they played the Carolina theme song, he would stand up and start singing away. And that's wonderful, because it was just part of his DNA. He is emotional. People don't realize the emotional aspect of our lives that impacts everything.
Probably 40 iPods that are now in circulation right now. And I'm still amazed at when we introduce somebody to an iPod, the reactions that we get, and how we can use them in different situations, whether it's somebody who's a little bit anxious because they're going to get a bath, or somebody who's just having a hard time, we're having a hard time redirect, and we can kind of put the music on and get them in a different situation, and then it's much easier to do that. So using music to help facilitate these day-to-day activities is something that we're continuing to learn here. But I'm fascinated that it's boundless as far as how you use it and the benefit that it comes with.
The people that live in our health center called the Pines, if they're participants, they have their iPod and their headphones lives in this really bright colored yellow box, so that anyone that goes in there might see that they're part of the program and can offer them music and listen to it with them or by themselves. And then outside the door there's a music note so that the staff coming in and out will know that they're participating, and that music is a tool for them.
Good way to identify folks that enjoy music and it's part of their lives more so.
One of the interesting things is what we really strive to do is do a personalized list. And when you look at the research with regards to somebody who's listening to their personalized music, sometimes we can listen to those songs that really mean something, and you kind of get that feeling in your body that just, that it's a real special song to you. They have actually found that dopamine increases when you're listening to music that you really enjoy. So in essence, it's a real cost-effective way of getting kind of like an antidepressant or a little boost of good feeling. So it's definitely in this environment considered a non-psychotropic intervention.
Yes, that's right. Rather than traditional medication.
And headphones tend to be much more effective than just kind of playing it in the general.
I know when I'm running, I'm playing Rocky. I'll to myself, whatever. An extra push. Well, I know Kim had to leave us, but we want to continue on because you have the big picture here, and kind of share with us your perspective of how it is, and you've actually were the initiators of trying to expand it to the community as well.
Yes.
So share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we started in late 2013, so it's been almost 3 years when we got the seedling of the idea when we saw Alive Inside. And so we approached the various communities in Chatham County that had memory care in particular, those that served individuals with living with dementia. And those that were Medicaid. So we were focusing on, groups that could use support. And we invited them together. We showed them Alive Inside. So we showed them a documentary about music and memory so they could see it firsthand, how it affects people. And then we talked about forming a collaborative. And the collaborative involved Carolina Meadows was a sponsor to help them get certified, which meant they went through a couple of webinars through the National Music and Memory, and then we gave them enough equipment to get started, 15 iPods for each place. And then ever since, we've been meeting quarterly to talk about how's it going, what are the challenges of starting music and memory where you are, and what are some of the success stories to keep us invigorated and to keep going. And it's been really good. So we've been meeting for several years.
What constitutes being certified?
You go through Music and Memory has a process where you go through a couple of webinars where they teach you how to personalize music, how to interview the person. They have a lot of templates that you can use for asking people about what kind of music they like, how to load the iPods, some of the specifics about iTunes, mostly logistics.
So if someone is watching this, was interested in getting involved, that's in a community setting, who would they call or number or what?
Well, if they live in Orange County, they would contact the Orange County Department on Aging, has a program there that they could find out about Music in My Mind. If they're in Chatham County, they can contact the Chatham County Council on Aging.
Okay.
And in Durham, I'm not entirely sure.
Is it what, seniors? Is it Senior Center Resources or something?
Yes, and I know the Triangle Area Agency on Aging has resources for all the
as
counties. If there's any, young people watching or that might be interested in this, or of groups of young people, I think this is a really nice intergenerational project. Well, the last thing I'll mention, if it fits in, but in the movie Alive Inside, it showed someone, maybe we've all had experiences with people that have dementia of various kinds, and that they start to feel like they are slipping away from themselves, because of their memories are going, and it's just a really confusing time for people. And that when you put the music on and it activates that part of their brain that's still there, they feel whole again. They feel just connected back to who they are, like at their core.
sense of who they are and
who they
purpose
are. And so
forth.
for someone that is going through the confusion and the anxiety of what that must feel like, and then to have music and to feel like, okay, there I am again. I think that's actually what one woman said, like, there I am again, and so
that's me
just
and
the beauty.
my life and
yes,
those special memories that I mentioned before, but those special moments with certain people they remember,
it
or
brings them home.
or places or
Deeply
events.
home.
Well, Amy, thank you for
Thanks for
being a
your
part of
interest.
this
Yeah.
and taking the lead on this
It's been
for multi-county and helping
it's been
to
great.
underwrite this, Carolina Meadows, to help really support this just beyond your campus here. But thank you so much.
Let's visit Robin, a music and memory
When a
participant
song
again.
starts playing into
with
your
Michelle.
Go
ears.
back into my ears for a long, long while. And it was
So the song goes through your ears,
yeah,
and it goes through your head, and it starts to make you think about your life
yeah.
from beginning to now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
Listen to some.
Do you want to listen to some of it right now?
Yes.
Music and memory, we have interns that come and work with us, and they select the music for all of our residents. So they'll actually sit with the residents and sometimes go, it can be beautifully labor intensive sometimes, I think, in like the best of ways, where you get to sit down with somebody for maybe an hour or more and actually go through music and start breaking down, trying to figure out what people like.
Yes.
Whether or not we can articulate what we like or not, which is kind of the fun part, right? That I'm kind of jealous that the interns get to sit down and listen to music for hours with the residents and figure it all out. And it's important to figure out, does this person like classical? Do they like jazz? That's a great starting point. But then the journey is, okay, you like jazz, and okay, you like Frank Sinatra, but which songs specifically are going to be those things that we attach ourselves to? Because we don't always love every single song by every single artist. And so the interns, the music and memory interns here, have that wonderful job of being able to pick all that stuff out with the residents. It's a joint adventure, I think, between you and them.
The camp town ladies sing this song.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
The camp town reach back 5 miles long. Oh, doo-dah, I come down there with my hat filled in. Doo-dah, doo-dah. I go back home with a pocket full of pins. Oh, doo-dah. Wander on all night, wander on all day. I take my money out of our big rag. Somebody get on the beat.
We're doing it up.
The long-tailed filly and the big black horse. Doo-dah, doo-dah. They fly the track and the goats cut across. Oh, doo-dah, the blind horse sticking in a big mud hole.
Hey, 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 look.
Doo-dah.
We got it.
Oh, doo-dah,
You definitely have it.
I bet my money on about midnight. Somebody bet on the beat.
I think you like it.
Kyle and Lucia danced to one of her favorite songs, Danny Boy.
Let's do it. Yeah, now we got
she was listening to know that it's something good. Robin's played a little bit of different instruments over the years, and Robin spent a lot of her adult life and her career in theater. So she's worked with kids for a really long time. She put on a lot of plays and taught a lot of people. And I know her family was very musical. She's from a Scottish family. So there was a lot. You can still hear me. I think her dad played the bagpipes.
Yes,
And she tap danced
yes.
really well to music that they absolutely vividly remember. But Robin is the kind of person who can connect to almost any kind of music that there is. If there's music, if there are instruments playing, if there are people singing, if something is loud and vibrant, she's all over it.
What I'm doing is to shooting video of people that enjoy music, and I want to share that with other folks, get other folks to start listening to music, and hope that they'll have more happy life too, because does music make you happy? So some of the music reminds you of your father, some of your things of your father.
Oh, yes. He used to got me out again.
Yeah. So the dance music reminds your father too?
Yeah, yeah,
Did you used to dance with him?
yeah. Yeah, and he would take me out.
Thank you both, Michelle,
Thank you.
Robin,
Thank you.
for sharing your music experience here. A lot of people don't realize the importance of music and what it means in our lives every day.
Yes. Yes, I know.
But it's been a delight to meet you.
Thank
and
you, same
Kyle,
here.
thank you, Kyle.
He's nice.
He is. You're a great movie fan.
Thank you. Well, you are.
That's right. Very much so. You're right. You guys have a good relationship. You like each other, isn't that right?
Yeah, you like
That's
me,
a-
don't you?
Of course.
And I like him, of course.
There's a myth going round town that when you get older you just sit down and start rocking. Just rocking. In a way that's true, if you know what I mean. Just take a look at the senior scene. Well, it's rockin'. Yeah, it's rockin'. We're pulling our weight, learning the code, clicking our heels, sharing the load, and every so often we're hitting the road. Yeah, we're rockin'. Well, I must be going, gotta game it.